It's September 2022 and I've headed for French Alps and the former Dauphinois capital of Grenoble, looking to climb a mountain, both the easy and the hard way. Located where the river Drac flows into the Isère and surrounded by Massifs of the French Alps, the self-styled capital of the Alps, Grenoble has a history going back over 2,000 years, when Gallic tribes first established a village close to the Isère, below the southern tip of Chartreuse Massif. By the 11th century, it became the capital of the Dauphins, and by the 14th century, the title of Dauphin de France was given to the heir of the French throne. Waves of economic expansion over the centuries followed, with the city being the largest glove manufacturer for much of the 18th and 19th century, before diversifying into hydropower in the 19th and 20th centuries, helped by the powerful rivers running through the region. Today, the city of Grenoble has grown to be the 16th largest city in France, and its primary industries revolve around research, technology and innovation, as well as a large winter sports base, with the city hosting the Winter Olympics in 1968. Work began on La Bastille, the fortifications that overlook the city centre from the top of the southern tip of the Chartreuse Mountains in the Middle Ages, and today much of the mountainside has been fortified with bastions, emplacements, casemates and tunnels hidden within the cliffs themselves. Since 1934, the Grenoble-Bastille cable car has made accessing the top of the fortifications significantly easier, making the journey up from Riverside to the casemates at the top of the fort in just 4 minutes. From the top, the views of the city and the surrounding mountains are spectacular. As are the views along the Isère as it continues its journey north towards the Rhône, merging with the Drac just after the city centre. The former fortress buildings have been converted into museums and restaurants, including a museum dedicated to the French mountain troops and a small art gallery. If you decide that the cable car is a little too lazy, there are multiple routes up the cliffs to the top. The Porte de France marks the starting point for one of the more picturesque climbs up to the Bastille. The former city gate is now also the city's war memorial, with the names of the dead carved onto the walls inside the tower. Opposite the Porte de France, the Jardin Dauphins marks the start of the climb up the side of the Bastille Hill. As you climb, the trees and vegetation thin as the rock of the cliffs and the fortifications take over. So if you think this climb is too easy, there are other ways up. Alternatively, you can start from the Porte Saint-Laurent at the eastern end of the fortifications and ascend up through the bastions and casemates the whole way, several thousand steps to the top, but with more options to take in the views over the city on your way. A short walk behind the main buildings at the top of the Bastille, and you reach the Mandrin Caves, a long tunnel that was carved through the cliffs to provide a hidden defensive system that helped to protect the rear of the fortress by allowing defenders to hide inside the rock itself and pick off attackers who'd made it up to the fortress gates. The Bastille remains open late into the evening, and from the viewing platform at the top, you can watch the sun go down and the city light up beneath you. Next time, I continue my visit to Grenoble by exploring the city's museums and galleries, from art and archaeology to history and resistance, as well as taking a trip out of town to visit a chateau.